Here's the really paradoxical thing about trying to be happy. The more we often try to be happy and avoid the painful things in life, the more we actually experience more of those painful things. Now, this is a very niche video. It's for the person who finds themselves trying to avoid discomfort in life, but then falling into depression, maybe falling into suicidal thoughts very easily, and having a very low threshold for pain in their life. But first, my name is Naomi Dunn. I'm an inner work coach and EFT practitioner. This is Disrupt Your Norm, where I help you disrupt your current norm, which if you clicked on this video or this podcast, is somebody who's struggling with feeling unhappy and they're doing what they can to get out of it, but getting the opposite results, to bring you to a better norm where you're not struggling with that anymore. If you are struggling with your mental health and you need help with emotional releasing, trauma releasing, or perspective shifts, I do offer one-on-one coaching, which can be booked down below to help you additionally to this video. Let's begin. I've gone to Uganda to do some volunteering. And everyone who has gone there and who has gone to places similar to the level of privilege that they experience in Uganda all say the same thing. The people are so happy. This is extremely paradoxical. Some of the people I have met there, some of the families I was working with, some of the children that I was with have experienced things unimaginable. They've experienced things, traumas, pains to the extreme in life. They've experienced everything that would make you assume that they are depressed. Yet, they were some of the happiest people I've ever met. And this is a trend. Almost everybody who visits less privileged places and spends time with the people there comes back and they say, these are some of the happiest people I have ever met. Why? Why? It's because their threshold for pain allows them to enjoy life. You see, the people in these countries that are less privileged have experienced a lot more pain than the average person in some more privileged countries. And I know we experience trauma and pains all over the world, but on average, you do meet more people who have experienced more intense traumas and difficulties. From the people I met, they're not continuously seeking out dopamine and avoiding pain. On average, those are not the kind of people that I met, and those were the happiest people. When we avoid discomfort in life, when we put our focus on trying to be happy, we have this assumption that that's what's going to bring us happiness. Makes sense. But the problem is when we have this focus and when we are only focusing on doing the things in life that make us feel good, we slowly build up a very, very low tolerance for the things in life that make us feel bad. What are those things that make us feel bad? Discipline. Anything that doesn't produce dopamine, such as your work, taking care of your family, doing your chores. What happens is when we have to do the difficult things or minor inconveniences come up in our life, we react in a very negative way. And it's not our fault. It's not our fault whatsoever. We're training our bodies when we are only seeking dopamine and only seeking the feel-good feelings. We're training our bodies to not be able to handle other feelings. So what happens is when we feel down very easily over very minor things, over doing the things that we have to do in life, these things show up for you every single day. You have to do things in life every single day that don't produce dopamine and that don't feel good. So for the person who's only seeking dopamine when they have to do those things, this equates to an equation, which means every day they will feel down. It results in really scary effects in our lives when we are always running from pain. Those who avoid pain the most, who are constantly trying to live an easier life, where they avoid any discomfort in life, those are actually the people who experience the most suicidal thoughts, because their threshold is so low that they can be triggered into that state very easily. It's not their fault. It's nobody's fault. If you continue to live this life, it will become harder and harder to get out of bed. If you have to work every day, that's going to become harder and harder. That's going to feel brutal to you the more you avoid pain in life. it's only going to get worse. Now, I'm not someone who tells you to push past your pain. You guys watch my videos, you know I completely believe in feeling and processing the pain out of your body. But what if you are creating more pain in your life that you have to process continuously because you are seeking happiness so often that when anything that produces feelings that are opposite to happiness, that are maybe just neutral, your body inevitably, which is not your fault, shuts down. We need to stop putting our main focus on experiencing more good feelings and dopamine because we will have such a low threshold for the neutral and bad feelings. We need to allow ourselves to feel the dopamine of the things that naturally come to us. If you allow yourself to immerse yourself in the good feelings that come from the everyday things, from your meals, from conversations, from your drive to work, if you allow yourself intentionally, which you 100% can do whether you realize it or not, if you allow yourself to immerse yourself in the good feelings that can come from those everyday normal things, you will become happier. Because you're no longer seeking out dopamine and avoiding pain, you're allowing yourself to enjoy what's already in your life. We enjoy normal things and embrace the normal things instead of seeking out more dopamine, but allowing the dopamine to be produced from what we already are experiencing. Things start to become much more enjoyable. The more you can feel good with those everyday things, the better you will feel in life. Sometimes the spirals we go into can seem really dramatic and intense, and we think there's something wrong with us. We think that we have some sort of mental health issue, mental health illness, because we go off into these spirals. So we think there has to be something wrong. But what if there isn't actually anything wrong in the mind, except for the fact that you have a 100% focus on experiencing too much dopamine in life? Instead of enjoying what you already have, you're avoiding the pains in life by seeking out more dopamine, lowering your threshold for pain, and inevitably sending you off into spirals that make you seem like there's something insanely wrong with you. The reality is that your body just can't handle that much pain. Change the threshold by focusing on immersing yourself in the joy of what you already have instead of seeking out more, and say, you know what, discipline is good. Neutral feelings are good. I don't need to think that they're bad. They're good. Hard work is good. Sometimes discomfort is good, because after I experience the discipline and the hard work and I do the things that I don't want to do, I've raised my threshold for what I can and can't handle in this life. Change the thresholds that you have and you will feel better. Change the focus that you have and you will feel better. Stop avoiding pain. You will feel more pain if you do that. All right. Like I said in the beginning, if you want a one-on-one call with me, you can book that in my calendar in the link below. If you need help with emotional processing, trauma processing, or you just want somebody to talk to, I would be so happy to help you. If you're not feeling well in your mind, if you're not feeling good in your internal world and you want some more perspective shifts, I really recommend that you watch this playlist here. It will help you. I have a lot of perspective shifts to share. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this helped you, and I'll see you guys next time.